All right, so hi guys. This video right now today is going to be I'm going to go over extra practice pages 79, and then I'm also going to go over the 2 on 80. So this chapter again is dealing with area and perimeter. Now I am making this at home and I don't have a copy of this page except for on my computer. So I'm going to look at the problem and then I'm going to go over here to my handy dandy whiteboard that I luckily brought home and solve the problems on here so that you guys can check your answers, okay? So please make sure that you're going along, checking your answers, and that you understand what you did, and if you made a mistake, what your mistake was and why you maybe made it. Okay, and if you hear any whining or barking, it's my dog Cooper who is in the background. All right, so number 6, I have a rectangle and the length, which is the longer side, is 4 inches, and the width is 5 inches, and the width is 4 inches. So again, I have 5 inches and I have 4 inches. So first they want me to find the perimeter. And again, I know for the perimeter, I'm adding up side plus side plus side plus side. So I have 5 plus 5, that's my lengths, plus 4 plus 4, which are my widths. My lengths, if I add up 5 and 5, I get 10. If I add 4 and 4, I get 8. And then total, I get 18. Make sure that you wrote the word or the abbreviation 4 inches because we need to know what that was for. And they also want to find the area. So again, when I'm finding area, I'm finding how many squares can fit inside. I'm knowing that there's 4 squares going down and that there's 5 going across. But again, I'm not going to actually draw all of those in there because that seems like a pain, but it looks like an array. Oh, there's Cooper's face. So I can do 5, which is the length, times 4, which is the width. So the area, Cooper, stop, is how long it is times how wide it is. So I'm going to just do 5 times 4, and I'm going to get 20. Now again, here's the tricky part, is making sure I still have inches, but I also need to put the little 2 for squared, meaning it's 2-dimensional, or I can write it as 20 square inches. Either of these would be okay. And the reason, again, we say squared or we say inches squared is because we're actually counting how many actual squares can fit inside this shape. Whereas with perimeter, we're just calculating how long a line is. All right, let's try the next one. Let me erase my board. The next one, we have a rectangle that is 7 by 10. So again, if I have a rectangle and it's 10 inches by 7, if I'm doing the perimeter, I'm doing side plus side plus side plus side, and there's 4 sides because it's a rectangle. So I'm going to do the 2 lengths, or the longer sides, first, and then I'm going to do my 2 widths, and then I'm going to add them together. 10 plus 10 is 20, 7 plus 7 is 14, so my lengths plus my width, 20 plus 14 is 34, and my abbreviation is inches. So I'm going to leave that there. Guys, if I make a mistake, then you maybe just comment on the video below to say that I made a mistake, because it's possible that I'm going to make a mistake. I'm going to try my hardest to be really careful and pay attention. But let's try again, just in case. Now I need to find the area. So again, the area is how many squares. So I know that there's 7 squares going down, and there's 10 going across, and there's a lot of little squares in here. But if I want to find the inside, I can do how long it is, how wide it is. So the length here is 10, and the width here is 7. And 7 times 10 is 70, so I get 70 inches, and I either can write the 2 for 2-dimensional for squared, or I can write 70 square inches. Either of those would be correct. All right, the next one, this one is a square, and I know it's a square because the length and the width are both 8, so then I know that all the sides are the same. So I know that 8, and I'm just going to put tick marks just because I know that they're all the same. Okay, again, perimeter, I'm going to add up all the sides. So for a square, there's 2 ways of doing this. I can do 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, or I can just do 8 times 4 because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 eighths here. And either way, I'll end up getting 32. Was that inches? Nope, that was feet. So I'm going to go back and just double check that I have the correct label there. So the perimeter is 32 feet. Now I'm going to do the area, and again, it's times how long it is times how wide it is. In this case, the length and the width are both 8. So I know that 8 times 8 is 64. So I'm going to do 64, and I know it's feet, and I can do squared, or I can write 64 square feet. Either way would be correct. All right, let's check this last one, which is a rectangle. Cooper's bringing me his tennis ball and then not chasing it. All right, let's do this rectangle, which is 9 by 6. So in this case, 9 by 6. So my perimeter, I'm going to add up my side plus side plus side plus side, or I can think of it as adding up, since it's a rectangle, length plus width plus width. So my two lengths are 9, my two widths are 6. And then I like to add my lengths first. 9 plus 9 is 18, just because it's a doubles fact, and that's easier. 6 plus 6 is 12. And now I need to add 18 plus 12, and I get 30. And I'm going to put my, oh boy, what is it? Inches. I'm going to put my abbreviation, and my perimeter is 30 inches. All right, now I'm going to do my area, which is how long it is times how wide it is. The length is 9, and the width is 6. And then if I do 9 times 6, I know that it is 54. I could do 9 times 5 is 45 and then add 6. Or I could do 6 times 10 is 60 and then subtract 6. But either way, I get 54. And I either get inches squared or 54 square inches as my answer for area. There was one more problem on page 79 that I want to do. It says a rectangular field measures 20 meters by 8 meters. What is the area? So just stop and ask yourself, what are they asking? Again, they even drew a little picture to help you, which is really nice. And it says 20 by 8, 20 meters by 8 meters. And it says, what is the area? So I'm finding area so that I think area is how long it is times how wide it is. The length here is 20. And the width here is 8, so I'm doing 20 times 8. Well, I know 8 times 2 is 16, and so 8 times 20 is 160 meters, and its area, so I put squared or 160 square meters. Okay? All right, now I want to show, I'm just going to do these two right here. If you haven't done these two, pause and try these on your own and then press play to continue. If you have already done them, then just listen for how we go over this. This says James wants to put carpet in his living room. So I'm going to stop right now. If he has a living room and he wants to put carpet in it, I'm assuming he doesn't want to just put the carpet on the outside. That would be silly. I'm assuming he wants to put carpet on the whole thing. So already I know that we're working with area here because he wants to put something on the inside of his floor. The living room measures 10 meters by 4 meters. Again, the longer number is on the longer side and the shorter number is on the shorter side. And it says, what is the area? So again, I know I'm area. I know that I'm doing how long it is times how wide it is. The length is 10 and the width is 4. So if I do 10 times 4, I get 40. But again, I need to double check my labels. Here they are meters. So I need to put meters squared or 40 square meters. All right, one more, and this one's tricky. So definitely stop and pause and try this one if you haven't done this one yet, and press play when you're ready. Helen has a piece of wrapping paper that measures 60 centimeters by 9 centimeters. So here's what I stop and do before I read. I'm going to make, obviously it's a rectangle because one side is longer. So it's actually like a skinny piece. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make mine this way. So it's 60 centimeters by 9 centimeters, okay? So I know this side's 60, I know this side's 9. She uses half of it to wrap a birthday gift. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to cut this in half, because she uses half of it for a B-Day gift. Okay, and then I'm going to come back and keep reading. I just try to visualize what's happening. What's the area of the wrapping paper she has left? Okay, so I don't actually want to care about the area of the whole thing. I only care about this side. So that's actually two ways of solving this. One way is just to look at what I already have done right here, which is I already cut this in half, and I know that she's not using this side. If this whole line is 60 and she cuts it in half, then I know that this side is 30 and this side is 30. So if I'm going to find the area of this, and if this side's 9, I know this side's 9, I could just find the area of just this side and ignore this side, and I know that area is how long it is times how wide it is. Well, if the length of this side is 30 and the width of this side is 9, I could just do 30 times 9, and I can write this on the side. 9 times 0 is 0, 9 times 3 is 27, and I get 270, what is it, inches? Nope, centimeters squared. Or I could actually do this another way. I could think of it, let me just redraw this so we can see another way. I could think of this again as 60 by 9, and I know she uses half of it. Sometimes kids are like, well, you know what? I'm just going to find the area of the whole thing and then just get rid of half of it. So if I do 60 times 9, because the length is 60 and the width is 9, and I could do that first. 9 times 6 is 54, and I get 540 centimeters. I know the whole thing's 540, but I only want half of it. So I could take step 1 is that. Step 2, I could take 540, and I could just split it in half so I know each side. If I have 500s and I'm splitting that between 2 people, I know that everybody gets 2 of them, and I have 100 left over, which I'm going to regroup in the tens place. Now I have 14 tens, and I have 2 people. I know everybody gets 7. And then I don't have any left over, and I have 0 ones, so that means nobody gets any. So again, I get that same answer of 270 centimeters squared. So either way, it makes sense, but there are 2 strategies of solving that problem. All right, hopefully this was helpful for you. Thanks for listening. Bye, guys.